This time of year, there is a sound that is unmistakably and undeniably familiar. A sound in which dreams are built upon.
There you go. Go deep.
And it's a sound that can literally shut down an entire city.
Hey, work on me, work on three. 1, 2, 3, work.
That sound is high school football in rural America.
There you go, Brent.
Hey, just listen,
You look around the stands, you just see a bunch of like dads just dressed in their farm stuff, and you got kids running around, like you know everybody.
There's nothing like the Friday night lights in a small town. There's nothing like them. I mean, because everybody's looking forward to that Friday night.
Here at Fullington Academy, football is more than just a passion. At the risk of offending some, one could argue it's a second religion, a birthright, if you will. And for the majority of these kids, the discipline it takes to even put on those pads didn't begin in some weight room or on a youth football field. No, for them, it started on the farm.
Ever since I could walk, I've been wanting to go and ride the tractor with Daddy, ride the tractor with Uncle David, ride the tractor with anybody. All I wanted to do, and all I still want to do, but this time I drive it. I mean, I do everything from mowing grass, picking up rocks, pulling pig weeds, you name it.
How does that hard work, the work ethic that you learned on the farm, how does that translate over to the football field?
Well, it's like on the farm, say you're like mixing something up. Like if you don't do it all the way, it's not gonna do right. So like say you're out here and you're with the guys, like you don't like practice right, then the game's not gonna go the way you want it to go.
You know, that's the great thing about being in a small school like this is a lot of these kids, you know, we have to do summer workouts in the afternoon because a lot of these kids are gonna work on the farms in the morning, or they're working jobs in the morning because they got to help support their families or help their family business and things of that sort. And, you know, they work all day and then they come and work at night with me.
In his first year as Fullington's head coach, Brian Brillin knows a thing or two about farm kids and rural high school football. Originally from Florida, Brian spent the majority of his youth in Perry, both as a player and as an FFA participant, where he proudly donned the corduroy jacket and showed cattle. At 24 years old, Brillin is currently one of the youngest high school head football coaches in Georgia, if not the youngest. He tells me when the opportunity presented itself to lead a group of young men from rural America, he jumped at the chance.
You know, how good you do is how much you practice, how much you work for it. You know, everything in agriculture you have to work for, you know, and, you know, it is not one of, it is the most important business we have, especially here in Pinehurst and in Georgia, but in the world. We would not be where we were at without agriculture. So the lessons I learned in FFA from both the Gentrys, Phil, Philip, and Mr. Claxton, you know, they carry with me today. The hard work that I had to have to do that, it still carries with me today.
My granddaddy, he's farmed, and most of my uncles, they've all farmed, and I mean, I just grew up standing up in the seat of a tractor.
Fullington Jr. John Eric Watson is a rare breed. Having recently turned 16, Watson sounds more like a middle-aged man who knows exactly what he wants out of life. It's not accolades, nor is it some pipe dream of playing Sundays in the NFL. When his playing days are over, Watson, like the generations of family before him, wants to farm.
You know, it's not easy to start. You have to start small, but, you know, dreams do come true. Farming ain't for, don't get me wrong, but it ain't for a weak person. I mean, it's always heavy lifting. You got to stay at it. I mean, just like my granddaddy and the farmer I work for now. I mean, the one I work for now, he gets up at 4:30 every morning, and he works till 9, 10 o'clock at night. He never sleeps. But I mean, the job's got to get done. That's just like out here on the football field. you may be tired, but the job's got to get done.
You know, these kids really need football. They need a sense of getting back to normal because a lot of these kids, you know, this is the only sport they play in the entire year. And, you know, especially for these seniors, this is their last shot at it. And, you know, just getting them the chance to come out here and play and let loose and play the game they love. You know, they only get so many times to do that in life, you know. I tell them to kind of look around every Friday night and take it all in because you never know when it's going to end. And as well with that, you know, there's no other game in the world, you know, in my personal opinion, that, you know, grows you closer as a team, teaches you the physical and mental toughness that football does. And you're only going to get that feeling when you play Friday nights. I can't even get that same feeling that I have when I played coaching. Comes close, but it's nothing quite like the feeling of strapping up and running out on that field with all those fans and everything looking at you and cheering and all that good stuff.
Y'all ready? Yeah. Get it, Avery, get it, Avery. Family on three, family on three. 1, 2, 3, family.
In Pinehurst, Georgia, I'm Ray DeLessio.